In today's video, I'm going to be discussing turning Social Security into a poverty level program and what this means. That's the focus of this video. Let's get into it and talk through all the details. All right, now first off, I do want to share with you the details of what I've been reading about quite a bit lately, as this is now the new trend out there where a lot of people are jumping on board with this, which is turning Social Security into a poverty level program. Now, I do want to explain exactly what this means for current beneficiaries as well as future beneficiaries of anybody that is going to be relying on Social Security. Now, to be completely fair, this may be a good thing for some people, and for some beneficiaries, this would actually not be the best solution going forward. However, just like everything, there are multiple different iterations of this idea and this concept of the poverty level program. So that's exactly what I'm going to explain for you here in this video, which, by the way, if you're enjoying this video so far or any others here on the channel, make sure to subscribe down below, as I'm watching everything very closely for you and bringing it to you in these short videos every single day and advocating on your behalf in any way that I possibly can. So again, thank you. Please subscribe down below. I truly do appreciate it. Let's talk through the details of this concept and what do they mean by this, as it seems a little bit appealing. Like, what do you mean? Poverty level program. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? What do they actually mean by this? All right, so let me explain the details behind this. So right now, there are beneficiaries that receive benefits all across the board. In fact, right now, as I film this video in 2024, guess what the minimum benefit and the maximum benefits are? Let me explain really quickly. The minimum benefit is a little over $50 a month. That's the minimum benefit for Social Security. The maximum benefit, a little over $4,800 a month. There's a massive discrepancy here, right? $50 to $4,800 plus dollars a month. That's a huge difference in benefits right there, right? And beneficiaries receive benefits at every price point between those two numbers, okay? With the 70 million beneficiaries, or a little more than that receive benefits across the board, yeah, everybody receives a different dollar amount, right? However, the kind of the argument, the discussion coming in is, wait, why are there people receiving, say, benefits significantly well below the federal poverty line? Which, by the way, more on that in just a second, but some people are receiving benefits significantly below the federal poverty line, and that is their only source of income. They could be receiving $300, $350, $500, $1,000, $900, $800. Again, the list goes on. And on then on the other end of the spectrum, we have people receiving well over $4,000, $4,500, or even the maximum of $4,800 plus dollars a month, right? So you see this massive discrepancy across the board as far as how much beneficiaries are actually receiving. So here's a couple different ideas and the concepts that are out there as far as this poverty level program. So let me explain the couple different iterations that are out there. So number one would be flatten out benefits for all beneficiaries at or equivalent to the federal poverty line, and adjust benefits according to the federal poverty line every single year. So no matter how much the federal poverty line goes up, then that is how much benefits would be adjusted accordingly every year. To put it into perspective here, this year the federal poverty line went up by 3.29%. Last year, in 2023, the federal poverty line went up by 5.51%. Okay, so that is essentially what the raise would be to benefits every single year, which would be just raising it up to equivalent of the federal poverty line. Does that kind of make sense, right? All right, so that is one iteration of this concept, okay? Now next, the other iteration would be basically raising benefits for the lowest income beneficiaries up to the federal poverty line, and then how would they achieve this? Because that would cost a lot of extra money, right? Raising millions and millions upon millions of beneficiaries benefits up to the federal poverty line. Well, how they would do that is by reducing benefits on the highest income beneficiaries and taking whatever money is from the highest income beneficiaries and shuffling it over to the lowest income beneficiaries until at least the lowest income beneficiaries are at equivalent to the federal poverty line, and they would be adjusted toward, or up to, I should say, the federal poverty line every single year. Does that kind of make sense, right? So any adjustments, any money that would be needed to bring those beneficiaries up to the federal poverty line would be taken essentially from higher income people and then given to, or to raise benefits for the lower income people up to the federal poverty line. So those are the two different ideas that I've seen out there as far as a poverty level program. So essentially establishing a minimum benefit of 100% of the federal poverty line in one instance, or flattening out benefits for everybody across the entire Social Security spectrum to everybody getting a federal poverty line benefit, essentially. A poverty level benefit is why the whole name of this is coming in, okay? So you get the differences there? Yeah, right? It's very, very different, but at the same time, in both instances, the minimum benefit would essentially be the federal poverty line, okay? Interesting. So this is the concept that's out there. Now, let me explain the federal poverty line as of right now for 2024, the numbers that you need to know about this, and what we can anticipate going forward into the future as well. So again, right now, well, let me say this much. Last year, the federal poverty line was $14,580 for the entire year, or $1,215 a month is what the federal poverty line was last year, 2023. It went up by 3.29%, up to $15,060 for the entire year of 2024, which equates to $1,255 a month is what the federal poverty line is on a monthly basis. Does that make sense? So let's just say we put let's just say we put a 3% increase on that for next year, 2025. What would that increase benefits by? Well, that's a good question. Now I have to do some math in my head. $450. It'd go up by a little bit more than $450, okay? So that's what the increase would be next year if the federal poverty line goes up by 3%. Now, again, it's a little bit more than that, but I'm just kind of rounding a little bit here. It's about $450. So that is what benefits, according to these federal poverty line or the poverty line benefit idea would actually do, right? So it would just keep pace with the federal poverty line. So then, guess what they could say? Well, hey, everybody, check it out. We lifted millions of people out of poverty with this one, piece of legislation, with our idea, with our provisions here. Now, I'm going to be real with you. I don't like to share my opinions in my videos all that often, but I'm just going to say this much. I know many of you here in the community probably couldn't, give a rip about my opinions. And again, that's why I don't like to share them, because who cares what my opinions are? But again, when it comes down to this, I actually don't think this is a bad idea. I actually think this is a pretty good idea, because here's the thing. I see benefit amounts, and I have been for the last several years here, down below in the comment section, which, by the way, please do not leave your benefit amount down below in the comment section. That is not my business. It's nobody else's business to know how much you're getting on a monthly basis. But inevitably, I do see it pop up every so often. I've seen benefit amounts significantly below the federal poverty line that people are trying to live on every single month. But just imagine if these are established at least the federal poverty line, okay? I think that's actually a pretty good idea. Raise benefits up to the federal poverty line. Nobody receiving Social Security benefits would then be getting benefits at least or below the federal poverty line. I don't know. Seems to me like a pretty effective approach, right? So then we know for a fact nobody receiving Social Security is below the poverty line. I don't know. To me, that seems like an effective approach, right? Now, again, how they can approach this and how they would actually adjust benefits is a totally another story. I don't know, but I'm just simply saying, in my opinion, it seems like, I don't know, not such a bad idea. Then we know for a fact at least everybody receiving Social Security is guaranteed a poverty line benefit versus below. Again, I'm not saying like it's easy to live on on poverty benefits or like a poverty line benefit. I'm not saying that that's easy, but what I'm saying is that at least we're not getting benefits below the federal poverty line, right? So as of right now for 2024, if your benefits are below $1,255 a month, your benefits are technically below the federal poverty line, okay? So that's what I'm saying here, okay? So this would lift benefits for millions upon millions of people pretty substantially on a monthly basis. Again, would that be nice for the lowest income beneficiaries? I think so, right? I can't speak for everybody, but I would think raising benefits up to at least the federal poverty line of this year, $1,255 a month, would be pretty life-changing for a lot of people. Again, would this fix the problem? No, it would not fix the problem. Would it start to fix the problem? At least it's one step toward fixing the problem. That's what I would think anyway. But again, I don't know all the answers, right? I'm just sharing with you what I see with this whole proposal out there, the federal poverty line benefit number, right? So anyway, I want to share with you a couple different iterations here, the ideas behind this and what they're talking about here. That's about what I have for you here in this video. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends on my social media. And as always, go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel, including those in the video library or the ones that I've hand selected for you down below in the description or at the top of the comment section. And until next time, enjoy your day. Take care. Have a good one. And I will catch you again later in the next